Hello viewers, welcome to part 2 of fraud and risk management. I'm holding this session due to public demand because many people want to learn how to identify fraud or risk either in their businesses or in their personal lives. So I'm going to take you through top 10 ways to safeguard your funds. If you know this information can help someone, maybe a friend or a colleague at work or a businessman, or even a relative, ensure to share the links here with them. I've also shared other social media links. Feel free to subscribe and to follow. So 10 ways to safeguard your funds. Number one, don't share your PINs stroke passwords, because when you share your PIN stroke passwords, let's say for mobile banking or for cards, the moment you share that information, it's no longer in your hands, it's no longer under your control, so you do not know what that person who has that information is going to do. They could go and use that information to get money from your bank account. Number two, keep your cards safe. If, for instance, you go and visit online sites, ensure that these are sites that are credible, they are secure, and that the URL, the one that starts with HTTP, has not been tampered with, because there are fraudsters who will create sites that look close to the original site, and then they use that to, when you go and put your card details there, they steal it and maybe sell it in the dark web. Additionally, keep your expiry date. The expiry date is written on the front side of cards, and the CVV code. That is the 3 digits at the back of the card. Ensure to keep it safe. When you're going to swipe your card at supermarkets, for instance, ensure that whatever is being done to your card, you can see it there. Not someone telling you there's something I need to go and check in the back end. You should also be aware of these stupefying drugs. We call them Mchele. So it's good to ensure that if you find yourself in a situation whereby there's a risk of you being defrauded, it's better to carry cash that you believe you'll need to use, rather than carrying all your cards to entertainment joints. So you can just get the cash that you know you'll need to use there, maybe carry it cash, and then you leave your cards maybe in the house, because there are several instances of whereby you're dragged, then you end up giving all your pins and passwords and mobile banking pins to somebody that you don't know, and then when you come back to reality, you will find that all your money was stolen. Number three is phishing attacks. This form of attack is whereby somebody sends you a fraudulent message so that they can trick you into revealing maybe your bank details or maybe your ID, those personally identifiable information. So when you when you fall for such phishing attacks, when attackers are running a phishing form of attack and they want to get information from you, they will use it to gain access to your bank account. If, for instance, you provided them your bank account, and then maybe you provided them with details that they are able to use to hack your bank account. Alternatively, they can use such information to maybe bypass your email logins and be able to access, let's say, access to your PayPal, for instance, because you clicked on a phishing attack kind of an email. When such information is provided to fraudsters, they use that information to steal all the money that you have. Perhaps you have money in your PayPal account. Perhaps it's money that you have in your bank. If they have access to such information, then you lose all your money. Number four form of attack is identity theft. This happens when somebody has access, maybe they pretend to be you. So they use maybe your ID, they go and register, maybe they register a SIM card, or they can use your ID to register a loan facility. How do you monitor such? You can go and keep checking your CRB report to see which facilities are being registered there, so that you ensure that there's no facility that has been registered without your consent. Because on CRB report, it's possible to see bank accounts and loans that have been registered under your name. Secondly, you should be able to keep checking if your ID, if there are other numbers that have been registered under your ID. Number 5, stay alert of suspicious account transactions. You should report to your bank if you're receiving any SMS notifications or emails telling you your account has been debited with this and this amount, or a certain transaction was being attempted on your card. So if you receive such messages, you should report with your financial institutions. And if you don't receive such messages at all, like you never receive messages telling your account has been debited, it's possible you've not registered for notifications. So you should query with your bank what you should do to be receiving such information, so that if there's anything fraudulent happening, you'll be able to know and report on time. Number 6, if your cards or phone is stolen, you should report, because stolen phone means that someone can use your login credentials. For instance, if they're able to get them to log into mobile banking and be able to access or withdraw money from your account. Similarly, a stolen card, if you don't report on time and somebody has access to your PIN or password, they can go and do a withdrawal from the ATM. Even with cards, as long as someone has the card number and the CVV code, the 3 digits at the back of the card, if it's stolen and you didn't report to the bank to block it, it can be used to shop online without your consent. So it's important to safeguard, and if you've already lost or your tools have been stolen, report to the bank right away. Number 7 is checkbooks, stock check leaves. If your checkbook has been stolen, or you notice that there's a check leaf that is missing on your checkbook, it's important to inform the bank right away, because that's the only way you can get them blocked. So that even if somebody had already stolen, if they will go and bank it in another bank, it will bounce, it will not be cleared. Number 8 is closing accounts to accounts that you're no longer using. If you know you open an account somewhere, or you have a credit card somewhere and you're no longer using, you should go and inform the financial institution to give you forms to fill so that you can close. Because, for instance, current accounts have monthly fees. If you never close, that account will continue accruing those fees and it might overdraw. If it's a card, it usually accrues an annual fee, for instance. If you don't go and close, it means that every year there's a charge that is being collected. Every year there's a charge being collected. So if it's, for instance, 2,000, another year to be 2,000. So if you're not using such accounts, or you don't intend to use them in the near future, it's good to go and issue instructions to close. Number 9 is understanding how checks operate. This is a sad event, because I'm learning so much about how people are being defrauded through checks, and it's something that if you're able to learn beforehand, you can be able to prevent very easily. I did part 1 regarding check fraud, so please, if you don't understand how checks operate, especially clearing checks, go and listen to that session. You're going to learn a lot. A check is only a paper so long as it has not cleared. So just know that as soon as you get a notification that your account has been credited, but it's a check, even if that notification tells you your account has money, it's good to check with your bank whether that money is cleared balance or ledger balance, because maybe it's not yet available to use until the check clears, which could take like 2 working days. Lastly, if you're running a business and you have a contractual arrangement, ensure that you sign a legally binding agreement. So if you're buying, let's say, land, you're buying a house, or you're dealing in serious business whereby you need to pay people to do business for you, it's important that you ensure that you sign a legally binding agreement, so that in case things go haywire and the contract, the terms were terminated prematurely, you can be able to seek legal redress. I'll be discussing more regarding finances and risk and financial planning, together with business management and entrepreneurship. So ensure to stick around to follow and subscribe. I'll be seeing you in the next session. Thank you.